Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome into another edition of Dangle Bet Celly, powered by FTN, presented by Prize Picks. Happy Friday. Special episode here today. We didn't get the chance to be with you guys yesterday, so we're pretty thrilled to take part with you today. 8 games on the ice. It's an unusual Friday, we'll say that. EY, what's going on, man? Happy Friday. It looks like potentially you are in a hotel somewhere on the road here.
I am. I'm in a beautiful hotel across from the Hard Rock Stadium down here in Miami, Fort Lauderdale area. Got a TV taping today and tomorrow with Impact, but wasn't going to miss this one. Full disclosure, forgot my microphone, so if I sound funny, I mean more funny than normal. That's why.
That would be why. Yeah. You're looking great. You're looking sharp. Here, you sound great. You sound awesome. When we talked on Tuesday, you said that your bank account was, you know, on the spiral, like down, down, down. You're starting to lose some bucks, and then you went out and called like 4 goal scorers. So I think you're doing okay.
Yeah, doing really, really well. I mean, that was a night for us for the ages. I mean, we are often transparent when we don't do well, which is often for me, not as often for you. But I mean, we were going back and forth in our chat. I mean, we were on fire on Thursday, on fire.
We have our bad nights, and even
Sure.
even me, dude. It's the NHL, right? We're trying to eliminate I suppose the multiple bad nights in a row, right? I mean, those easy to say that, but it's the NHL after all. Those hanging out in the chat, keeping an eye on things on the second monitor. Things are a little bit different here for us moving forward. But if you have any questions, as per usual, you have any questions, certainly hit us up at any moment here in this chat. And if I don't see it, I will always circle back before a puck drop and then answer any of those season long questions that you have. We're just a couple days away from week 14 of the fantasy hockey season. It's really starting to heat up. You crushed me last week in the Fantrax League. We didn't even really get to talk about that, but you whooped my ass. Thanks for that beatdown.
Well, you beat me earlier in the year. You smashed me. I think it was 11-1. I think you beat me. So I didn't beat you that badly, but I did stomp on you a little bit. I'm fighting for my playoff life in that league. It doesn't look like I'm going to make it, but it's one of my funnest because it's. I mean, you're never going to be that close to being an actual GM with real salaries. Uh, it's impossible. It's literally impossible. That's what it seems like to me.
It's the best. It's the best league.
It is.
You're right. It's like you're a GM. You have the actual salary cap of all the players, and you got to fit under the 82. And you know your roster a full squad, right? I think it's pretty deep too.
Yep.
4D, 3 center, 3 left, 3 right, 3 utility, 5 or 6 bench spots. We got minor league bench spots. Fantrax is pretty cool if you want to upgrade your season long fantasy hockey leagues to the next level. I mean, Yahoo, ESPN, whatever, those sites are fine. Obviously, NFC high stakes leagues, have a lot to offer as well. But these Fantrax leagues, you have every single setting there that you could imagine. They have like all kinds of advanced stat settings as well, and they have over 100 different statistics that you could play with fantasy hockey. It's for the psychos, like Eric calls himself a psycho, and he fits in pretty well. Yeah, yesterday was pretty good as well over on Mean Streets. Just a little quick plug off the top. We had Marcia So, Rupe Hintz, Pasternak, Verhage, and Timo Meyer as goal scorers. We had 5 of the 6. We didn't get Brian Rust. He broke our hearts all over the place for shot props, for goals, for everything yesterday. So hopefully we can bounce back and give you guys some winners. Let's get after it. We have 8 games, as I mentioned, to talk about. So we really want to just to get going here and roll through this as quickly as possible on this Friday. And we'll start with Carolina and New York, the Rangers and the Hurricanes. This one happening in Carolina at -155. The Rangers had that road trip, went back home, beat the Leafs. Started off slow, but ended up coming back and beating Toronto. And now they got to go on the road, and they got a really tough spot here against Carolina. +140, kind of interested in them, considering that they're one of the better teams in the league, and we're getting them as road dogs here. The total is at 5.5. This is kind of the 4th day in a row I've attacked an over with good teams where books are giving us 5.5. Eric, we talked about Boston and Carolina on Monday, 5.5. We had a conversation about Toronto and New York, the Rangers, 2 good teams, 2 good goaltenders at 5.5. We got that last night. Sort of the same deal with Washington and Boston, 2 good teams. Books are giving us 5.5, and books are again today giving us 5.5 on 2 really good teams with 2 good goaltenders. both of these goalies could make 40 plus saves, and Anderson and Shesterkin, and they could still get to the over here at 5.5. What do you make of this contest to start us off on a Friday?
Yeah, I mean, should be a good one. The Rangers are playing some pretty good hockey. I think they're surprising a lot of people. They're not surprising drunk me early in the season because I bet them to play for the Stanley Cup. I know it seems like I bet every team to play for the Stanley Cup, but I had a couple feelings early on. Obviously, the Philadelphia one I couldn't be more wrong on, but the New York one I'm feeling pretty good about. I think this is definitely a playoff team, and they can make some noise. Shesterkin has been unbelievable. Gorgiev has been very good in relief. There's always rumors. Teams that need a goalie, they're looking for Gorgiev, but I don't think the Rangers want to get rid of him. They want to hold on to those two good goalies. They've got good skill up and down their lineup. Panarin is one of the best players in the league. And I'm tempted. DraftKings has given a plus 140 to the Rangers. I don't like betting against Carolina, but with those odds, I might bet the Rangers to win tonight.
Do you like anybody to score? Some of those guys that you were just listing, Zibanejad. Do you like maybe an Aho here tonight? Your boy Svechnikov, who came through at the very end in that game last time?
Oh my God, very, very end. We're sweating it out.
Right? We were just like, man, there's 6 goals here and nothing is from Svechnikov. What is happening?
Yeah. So I'm looking at DraftKings. They don't even have that game up yet. But I would like Zibanejad has been playing very, very well. And Chris Kreider is sneakily having one of the best seasons of his NHL career. So those are two players that I would be interested in. Svech is always on the board for shots and to score, and Aho as well. I mean, it should be a really exciting game.
Yeah, it should be. Svechnikov, you're right. Yesterday, even given some picks and some props over at Mean Streets, and we recorded 12 Eastern. Books are really, really slow to put some of these guys out. I'm seeing at Caesars, Svechnikov is 3.5 at plus 130. To ask for 4 is a lot. I think if you can find him at 2.5, you can, by all means, you can put him into some of your parlays. The same sort of deal with like Thibaut Teravainen and Sebastian Aho. You're going to get a better price for Thibaut. I'll put him down here on the short list. I don't love him, but I'm seeing Thibaut at minus 105 at 2.5. That's okay. On the other side, you mentioned Kreider. I think Kreider's a pretty good anytime goal scorer. I do like Mika Zibanejad as well, and I think because it's the Hurricanes, we're getting a pretty good price here at Caesars at minus 135 for Mika. So I'll put both of those guys in here, but I think we'll see some goals again. I really do. 5.5, New York and Carolina. I'm going to take that one, and we can move on. One thing I will say, I'm seeing a lot of the money coming in on Carolina. They opened up at minus 155. And currently flirting with minus 165 at home. They're really good, 12-4-1, but the Rangers are 15-7-2 on the road. So these are really two strong teams. Carolina's been a little bit hotter over their last 10, 7-2-1, and the Rangers are 7-3. So they're both actually pretty hot over their last 10 games. They both have 26 wins. They're really good hockey teams. It should be a highly entertaining game here today. From a DraftKings standpoint, from a DK standpoint, a lot of these guys are pretty priced up. Except for, Panarin is 5.7. I think he's underpriced. He's going to break out at one point. And when I say break out, it's silly to even say it because he has 40 points in 35 games, but he only has 10 goals. And I think he has a higher goal ceiling that we just haven't seen it yet this season. And Adam Fox is 5.6. Like those guys are going to break out at one point, and I just think that their price is a little, they're a little undervalued. I'll say that. Move on to Pittsburgh and Columbus. Both of these teams played last night. Blue Jackets had a 2-1 victory against the Flyers. The Flyers have 2 10-game losing streaks this season already. Crazy, EY. Yeah, it really is. The Blue Jackets at home here, and Pittsburgh won last night. They had a bit of a scare against the Sens. They went on that road trip, a lengthy road trip. They came back home, played Ottawa. They were very sloppy in the first period, despite having a 3-1, 4-1 lead. Ottawa really took it to them, and then came back late in that game to make it a 1-goal game before the Pens had the empty net goal. I know, guys. Brian Rust, he passed it off to Jake Gensel. We got the Rust assist. We just need to get the Rust goal. It's selfish. Actually, it was selfless. He's a teammate. He's a team player. He got it done. The odds here, heavily favored, of course, the Pens on the road. You can get them at minus 180 if you're backing them over at DraftKings. Most spots have them at minus 200, 205. PointsBet have them at 220. The Blue Jackets are plus 180 over at Caesars if you want to back them. The best possible odds there as well. And we have a total in this game at 6.5 FanDuel. I do think we'll see some goals. Tristan Jarry played last night. Elvis Merzlikins played last night as well. So both number one goalies will take a seat on the bench here. What do you make of this contest? I think I'm going to put Pittsburgh in some parlays, but I'm hesitant to pick them on the puck line or pick them to win in 60. The Blue Jackets play the Pens pretty tight.
Yeah, they have. And the Blue Jackets, I mean, yes, they beat Philadelphia. I don't think that's a massive feather in your cap. Philadelphia is a rotten hockey team, unexplainably rotten, in my opinion. I don't understand it at all. Line scored. It looks like he's starting to feel it a little bit again. So I think if I was going to go an anytime score, that's probably what I would go in this game. I mean, there's obvious ones like Crosby and Malkin and stuff, but the odds often aren't to pay dividends. In DraftKings, again, Pittsburgh and Columbus, they're not showing anytime scores in that game yet. So I'm just gonna have to wait. I gotta get on some other sports books here. I'm tired of being locked out. I'm tired of it. There's bets that I won't make, and they won't allow me. At least I'm in a state where I'm allowed to right now down in Florida. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm not betting against the Pittsburgh Penguins. I don't think I would have said that at the start of the year, but they're in that. There's 5 or 6 teams that I just don't feel good betting against, and right now, Pittsburgh Penguins are definitely one of them.
Yeah, I mean, how could you bet against this team? I'm seeing some people in the chat talk about the Pens in regulation. Yeah, I mean, I can seriously get behind it at minus 125 for them to win in 60. I have them over in our bet tracker already in some parlays, like them in Tampa Bay in a parlay. I have a 2-win in regulation parlay with 3 teams. I didn't include Pittsburgh as one of those teams, but I have no problem with them. I love them from a DFS standpoint. This Blue Jackets team over the last 6, it's just all year really, but over the last 6 weeks they're inside the top 5 in all the metrics: scoring chances allowed, high danger chances allowed, shot attempts, scoring chances. I just mentioned that twice, but shots, everything, absolutely everything. And a lot of these Pens, guys, I know Russ burned us. He really did. He broke our hearts yesterday, but this is just a good matchup in a spot where we could maybe go back to him. He's 5'9" on DraftKings. If you want to take Malkin as a potential one-off, he's 6'6". I'm minus with Crosby, Gensel, and Rust on DraftKings here today. Brian Rust is 2.5 shots at minus 149. For him to get an assist is plus 130. I may be silly and try to an anytime goal with Brian Rust again. The process is right. The top line is unbelievable. Crosby's playing, he's not slowing down. Gensel's really good, and just the matchup is really, really strong on the other side of things. So I do expect to see Casey DeSmith in between the pipes tonight at 8-1. I think he's okay, but Korpisalo is a pretty decent goalie as well. I'm not saying that he's not. He could come in and maybe steal the show, but his numbers are not good this year. 3.95 goals against average and an 8.82 save percentage. I do expect him to get the nod. So we like the Pens. We can put them in some parlays, take some shots on them, maybe on the puck line to win in regulation, win in 60. You can get that again at minus 120. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. They're 13-5-1 on the road. And the Blue Jackets, pretty decent at home, 11-6-1. But they are just a 500 hockey team. This next game we will dive into. I got 1,000 windows open here. My apologies. Dallas and Detroit. 5.5 total. Dallas played last night. We sweated that one out. We had them to win in regulation against the Sabres. They were down 2-0. They were down all night in that game. They came back late and tied it from a goal, I believe, from Jason Robertson, his second of the night, and then Tyler Seguin scored pretty late. Seguin's starting to heat up. We can talk about him in a second. This is basically a pick 'em. You get Dallas at minus 107. Detroit, you can get a DK on DraftKings at plus 100 there. For both of these teams, last 10, Detroit 4-4, 1-1, Dallas 6-4-1. They are an awful road team, I will say that. They're 5-12-1 on the road, and for Detroit at home, they're 13-6-2. So majority of their W's have come in Detroit. Take it away. What do you like in this contest?
Yeah, I like you said. I mean, if I was leaning something, DraftKings is showing Tyler Seguin at 210 plus 210, and he's been playing some really good hockey. And when guys like this feel it, you ride them until they don't. So I think I would be very interested in that. Just actually found out the hard way. Tried to make that bet, and apparently DraftKings does not work in Florida. So I'm on the outside looking in again, guys. But I'll tell you what I would do is I would put, not a crazy bet, but I would put some money on Tyler Seguin to score tonight. Detroit
Tyler
cannot score. They're just, I don't know what's going on with them. They're having troubles generating any offense, even with that top line with Larkin and Raymond and them. I would say Dallas wins this, and I like Seguin to score tonight.
Yeah, there's actually kind of a lot I like for this game. I'm not crazy about Dallas. I think that they can pull it off. I think it'd be tight. It may be a spot maybe to jump on Detroit, honestly, as a home dog, but I think we could get behind a lot of these shot props, right? The Wings allow a lot of rubber inside the top 10 in shot attempts and shots allowed at 5 and 5 per 60 here over the last 5 weeks of the season. I'm seeing guys talk about hammer hints. I agree. I don't want to be this, I think we just keep going to some of these guys. You remember last year when we kept doing Mikko Rant until books adjusted. We did the Matt Zuccarello for some time. I mean, Rupe Hintz at 2.5 shots here at minus 149 at Caesars is a great price. At Bet365, you're probably going to get something similar. Unibet has him at minus 182. He's just on a run. He's just playing really good, right? You loved him coming into the season. You loved him last year as well. He's got 30 points in 35 games. He had 5 shots last night. He had 9 shots against the Habs the game before that. He's cleared 2.5 shots here pretty consistently over the last, 15 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of his last 7, 8 of his last 9. I do like him. I think we can continue to hammer him. He's plus 140 for tonight. I think also a pretty good price, plus 190 over at BetMGM for a goal. I think Robertson as well is another guy. I don't think I'm seeing him for 2.5 shots. Yeah, he's not up yet at 2.5 shots. He's plus 120 for an assist. He's also plus 190 for a goal. I know we can't pick all of these guys. We want to just hammer home one. I think I'm just going to ride with Rupe Hintz and the hot hand, but I will have Hintz as a single and into parlays for a shot prop. Robertson probably as a single for shot props and into parlays as well. And then your boy Tyler Seguin, your guy, I'm not seeing him here 2.5 shots, but we may get him guys at plus money when he surfaces a little bit later on some of these books. He's plus 240 for an assist. I think that is ridiculous value. He's plus 105 for a point. I think that is ridiculous value. And I'm seeing at BetMGM at plus 210 for a goal. He's got 14 shots, 3 goals, and 5 points in his last 2 games. We were all over him, I think, this time last week. We were all over him. We needed to see more from Tyler Seguin. He's making 9-8 the next 5 years. What's happening? His ice time has increased. Yeah, and you know what? He's showing up, and he's getting more ice time. 21 minutes and 19 minutes in his last 2 games. 14 shots, 3 goals. I think we ride the hot hand. And Eric, on DraftKings, he's super cheap. Where is he? He's 4.9. He's 4.9 on DK.
All day.
Yeah, I know. I think it might be a Tyler Seguin day here today. On the other side of things, I think, if you wanted a Detroit shot prop, I don't think you need to. We just gave you 3 Dallas ones that we like. I would lean Larkin over Bertuzzi, but I think both of those guys could be in play for you. All right, this next one, Arizona and the Islanders. This is a lopsided matchup here in terms of odds. We have New York at minus 250. We have Arizona plus 220. Really missed the opportunity to jump on Arizona against the Devils the other night. We stayed away from New Jersey. You shouldn't bet them ever at minus 200. Anything over minus 150 for the Devils is a joke. For Arizona at plus 220, though, I don't know. They're playing a little bit better hockey. I think they got points in 4 of their last 6. They had one upset there. They beat the Habs. They took Colorado to a shootout, and then they upset somebody. I should be a little bit more prepared for this, guys. They upset Toronto. They upset your Leafs. So they are playing a bit better. They're getting good goaltending. But you know what I've said about the Islanders, man. They're starting to roll a little bit. They're starting to play much, much better. I think this has already changed. I saw minus 150 to win in 60 for the Islanders. Minus 160 for New York to win in regulation, I think, is okay. I put them in a parlay with Minnesota and Tampa Bay to win in regulation, and that pays plus 476. Can recap that at the end. I think the Isles win this game, but I'm not going to take them as just a straight pick. I'd have to put them in a parlay or something. What do you think?
Yeah, I would avoid this game. DraftKings has got it at negative 275. So they think like we think that Arizona stinks. But I think Arizona's won their last 2 games. So maybe this is a winning streak. Maybe they continue it in the Isle. I mean, the Islanders are playing better hockey for sure. We thought this was coming, but I think it's a little too late, for them. I feel like the East is kind of, it's crazy to say at this point, but because of the scoring system and the overtime point and stuff like that, it's just impossible to make up ground. And the Islanders I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. If I was to bet, I would bet that they're not going to make the playoffs, which is sad.
Yeah, and the East is just so powerful. Like
Yep.
you said, it's just so powerful. They got a lot of games to make up, and a lot of those games are going to be against their division rivals. So I don't want to count them out just yet, but I do agree with you. If you ask me if I thought they'd make the playoffs, I think I would say no. It does look like Wedgwood is going to be between the pipes tonight, so I mean that's a positive for the Islanders because Vejmelka he's been really strong for this team. Yep. Yeah, I mean you look at a 3.10 goals against average, and that's just silly to look at because he's got a .910 save percentage. He faces a lot of rubber night in and night out. From a DraftKings standpoint, they've been going back and forth, the Islanders, with Varlamov and Sorokin. I believe it will be Sorokin night. But I mean, keep an eye on that. He did play the first of the double header against Philadelphia. He got the win, and then Varlamov got the win the very next night. Though both those goalies are 7-8, I think that they are very interesting. I don't really like anybody from a shot prop. Wallstrom, if you want to, at plus money. I mean, I just don't think we need to go. There were so many games. I'm fine with him if you can find him at a plus money and you're looking for just a long shot prop guy. But some of these guys I want to see break out here, like Anders Lee at 5.2, maybe Barzell at 5.9. You can put those two in. Maybe with a Kiefer Bellows if he's up on that top line. Noah Dobson is still somebody that I like at 5.7, even though he's cooled down offensively lately. I still like the Islanders probably score maybe they're not a high scoring team, but I think they could get 3, maybe 4 here on Arizona tonight. And if you stack that line, or maybe if you wanted to be unique in tournaments and go with the Nelson line and get maybe Beauvillier in your life, Josh Bailey, but I just don't see don't see a high ceiling with those with that trio. Beauvillier and Bailey don't shoot the puck enough for me, but I think there's a higher ceiling with Barzell and Anders Lee. Do you agree?
Yeah, I definitely agree. The Islanders are not a team that scores in bunches. I'm looking at DraftKings plus 300 for Josh Bailey. He plays important minutes, plays power play, but the fact that Scott Wedgwood is playing in goal for the Arizona Coyotes makes, almost anybody that plays for the Islanders interesting to score tonight. But I mean, it's just not how they play. I don't know if it's worth it. I think I probably steer clear of this game completely.
Yeah, the artist, he's saying the under. You know what? I kind of feel like if there's an under here tonight, it out of all the games we've played so far, this is the one. Because I don't think Arizona will score a lot of goals. And the way that the Islanders are starting to play their structure of hockey, they're not giving up a whole lot. There's a really I think that this could be the play, Mark. I think you're on to something there as well. Evan says, just checked his book. Wallstrom has changed from plus money to minus 150. No thanks. Yeah, I agree, Evan. We're not getting behind that kind of stuff, right? He just doesn't get enough ice time. Until we see him get consistently 16, 17 minutes a night. Did you see the 9-man shootout they had the other day? Nobody could score. No, they all looked awful. It took 9 shooters for the Islanders to throw out Wallstrom with that guy's release. And what did he do? Sniped it top shelf, and it was over. It's like, what took so long, guys? They threw Zach Parise over the bench. It's like, what the heck is going on, man? It rattled me a little bit. Okay, we'll move on. We like the Islanders. We lean under. We don't like anything. I don't. Maybe I don't even like Clayton Keller. I mean, just stay away from him. Wild in Chicago, Minnesota, and to win in regulation is plus 110. I feel like this is like trap tonight. Them to win on the money line is minus 134. Van Hawks at home at 120. If you want to back them, and then we here. I'll let you take it away. I'm tonight. I'm going to have parlays. I'm going to win and have them win in regulation. I like Mini tonight. There's no surprise, and I know you are a guy as well.
Yeah, I like Minnesota tonight, even though they're on the road. Chicago Blackhawks have been very, just not a super competitive team. I mean, they've got some good players. Patrick Kane still plays there. Jonathan Toews is the leader and this, that, and the other. But the reality is this is I feel like a pretty discombobulated hockey team. I'm kind of thinking that Fleury is going to end up somewhere. I don't know how you feel about that, but I feel he's going to be traded and end up somewhere for a playoff run. But yeah, Minnesota to win. They're negative 130 on DraftKings, and I think I would probably go Kaprizov to be anytime scorer tonight if I could, which I can't.
You need me to make that bet for you, dude? You need me to make that Kaprizov dollar bill? He's plus 115 for an assist. Like, that's silly too. I want to give some goal props here. Maybe I'll leave that to you, but these guys for assists, like Russ 130, Hintz plus money, Sagan like 210, and Kaprizov minus or plus 115 for an assist tonight is
those are better
it's just
bets.
silly.
Yeah,
I'm seeing BetMGM at plus 150 for a goal here. It's not bad. He may potentially be at this game, and maybe he'll have some DeBrincat shots. I think DeBrincat okay. It says I'm cutting in and out. I do hear some static in my ear potentially. My apologies, guys. With the audio here today. Fiala goal, sure.
He's been shooting the puck like crazy, right?
Yeah, and it's only a matter of time, right, before some of these go in. Goals back-to-back games. He's got 8 shots, at least 3 shots, 7 games, and he does have 5 goals over that span. I don't Fiala call. In fact, it's a pretty good one because I do expect them to score some goals here tonight, for sure. I'm glad the guys. My apologies, working through some stuff here today. But yeah, Fiala. Not seeing him. You probably get him at plus 185, plus 195 anytime goal here today. I like the Wild from a DraftKings standpoint. They're all pretty pricey, like Kaprizov at 8K, but you can drop down to a guy like Fiala at 5'8". Joel Eriksson Ek is going to return to the lineup here today. He's 4'6". Ryan Hartman is questionable with an illness. It's not COVID. So if he doesn't play, we could see Eriksson Ek on that top line. And if Hartman does play, we could see Eriksson Ek on that second line, maybe with Fiala. And another guy that I'll throw out there with Brodin and Spurgeon. Spurgeon is likely to return tonight. Okay. No, this weekend. My apologies. This weekend he's close. So Goligoski is a guy that on DraftKings. We like the Wild here tonight. But Fiala, I think, is a pretty good long shot for a goal. All right, we got 3 more games here. Let's rapid fire through these ones. Florida and Vancouver. Florida lost again last night, and yes, I do believe that a team should try to acquire Marc-Andre Fleury. Maybe one of those teams should be the Vegas Golden Knights. Maybe they should have hung on to him because Leonard looked awful again last night. Florida took care of Edmonton pretty easily. The Oilers are a complete shit show. I can't believe what's going on in Edmonton right now. They started off that really strong, and then Florida overtook them halfway through the second period. It's a half, and I live bet it, and I can't believe we got it. And the total closed at 7 last night, and I would imagine a lot of people who you probably should take every under when you see a 7, no matter who it is.
Yeah.
7 goals, 8 goals is a lot to ask for, but the people who bet the under and to see Florida score 3 goals in the final 3 minutes of that game and to get up to 6-0, I would imagine they were sweating that out. Yeah. So here again tonight, up against Vancouver. We talked a lot about the Canucks and how they sent the change over their last game, 6-3, 0-1. Florida is 8 over their last couple as well. They are a different team on the road. They only have 6 wins on the road. Do you see a potential upset here tonight? Maybe with the Canucks. The odds are pretty decent if you want to back them. They are, I just had it, plus 170.
Plus 160 on DraftKings. And like you said, the Florida Panthers, the numbers, I mean, if you're looking at just the numbers of home and road and stuff like that, it's telling me to bet on Vancouver to win tonight. Vancouver's been, I mean, they've been unbelievable since Bruce Boudreau took over, winning games that they probably shouldn't, winning the games that they should, and the players are all playing better. Pettersson, we were both contacted separately from the same guy about trading for Pettersson. and we said to do it because it looks like he's starting to heat up. And when a player like that gets right, I mean, you want to be in on that. Florida not being a great road team, I think I don't ever bet against Florida. I'm not going to do it because I'm not allowed to. But if I was going to ever do it, I think tonight might be the night because Vancouver's been hot.
Hot. And I agree with Dustin, right? If the Panthers 6 goals is still going under is I'm seeing now in some spots as well. 7 on FanDuel at plus 112. 6.5 minus 130, minus 135. It's the reason I think actually get for 7 is Spencer Knight. Now I like Spencer the prospect. I think he is going to be the goalie of the future. He's going to be a really good goalie, but we've seen high goalies prospects struggle in their career. I'm not ready to close the book on Carter Hart, but I remember Carey Price struggled early on in his, and there was actually a debate in Montreal whether they should keep Yaroslav Halak over Carey Price. I think they made the right choice. But for Spencer Knight, over his last few games, 5 goals allowed to Calgary, 3 to Tampa. Now, those are good teams, but still, to the Ottawa Senators. He allowed 4 to St. Louis, 3 to the Kraken, 6 to the Devils, 4 to the Rangers, 4 to the Capitals. His numbers are not good. He's got a 3.51 goals against average. He's got an 8.91 save percentage. I think we'll see some offense here. I would expect Spencer Knight to start here tonight with Bobrovsky playing lots really, really good. Demko is in the pipes here tonight. He's always hopeless. I think we see some offense. Anybody here in the chat agree? Is 7 a lot? And I just told you guys under when you see 7s, but not playing here tonight, and Spencer Knight playing tonight, Eric. I don't want to 7. I don't want to give over, and I don't want to. I have a hard time actually Vancouver here tonight if there's no Demko. That's huge.
Yeah, definitely. The over is more exciting, right? It's more fun to bet it, but I mean, DraftKings is 6.5, and even with those 2 goalies playing, it's just hard for me to think that they're going to score over 6.5 goals combined between these 2 teams. It could happen. There's tons of firepower on both sides of the puck. I mean, we've talked about Florida ad nauseum, how much we like them, and even if they've got 1 goal going into the third period and they need 3, this is just a team that's got that killer instinct. Jeff Merrick at Sportsnet, he talks about this almost every day on his podcast and on the show, saying Florida's got that killer instinct, and they're a very dangerous team. But I mean, betting wise, look, I don't think I just think that the odds and the numbers for the Florida Panthers on the road show that Vancouver could easily win this game, and the fact that it's going to be tonight, I would think Vancouver wins this game tonight.
Well, it's going to be the battle of the Spencers because I believe Vancouver is down to Spencer Martin. Demko's on this COVID list. Man, I don't know. They probably go with Spencer Martin, and I'm not going to know. I played 3 games in the NHL. It was 4 years ago. Let me quick. Colorado, 2016. Three games of experience in the NHL. He's allowed 13.
That's not good.
It's not good. The scariest team in the NHL tonight. I don't know if I can get behind Vancouver here tonight. I think this total may get to 8.5. Who knows? Maybe we should bet 7 right now. I don't know. I'm a little puzzled. JT Miller is out. Bo Horvat is out. Connor Garland is out. It's really hard to back Vancouver here tonight. A lot of these guys are.
I did not know those 3 players were out. I'm changing my team.
We can't. I don't know if we can do this, guys. I think we have to go. I think we have to go with the Panthers here with them being so shorthanded. You can get the minus 130 to win in regulation. That one may be a bit much, but I think put them in some of your parlays. I was really thinking guys that would come in here and pick the Canucks here as an upset and get it done. But it's so tough with some of those guys. Maybe you want to wait this one out. Maybe if they get another a test where it works in their favor, they could return here. But this is. Yeah, I don't know, Brendan, about Spencer Martin. I just don't know too much about him. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's just I remember seeing him in the NHL for a minute, and I remember the red light being on quite often. and it was indeed. Brock Besser at 2.5 shots. There is one guy that's really beat up here for the Canucks. We talked about him in the last game. I think the window is closing for him. You want to get him in your. I think we talked about it last. Somebody asked for a trade. It was a 2-for-1 trade, and Pedersen was included in that trade.
Yep.
He's got goals in 2, 3 goals, 5 shots. He's probably going to get a lot of tonight, but we continue to ride is Brock Besser. And with all of these guys sidelined tonight, we could see so much ice time for a guy like Brock Besser, Elias Pettersson. Brock Besser, 2.5 shots at -155 Unibet. It's okay. It's all right. But I'm definitely going to put him in a lot of my parlays. On the other side, guys, I really do like Carter Verhaeghe. We hit him last night at almost 3-1 to score a goal. He's probably going to be around. He's 225 at BetMGM to score a goal. He's -125 for a point. He's +170 for an assist. I think Florida may just score another 6 goals here tonight. So I think taking some of these guys like a Duclair for a point at almost even money. Bennett's been plus money for an assist. He's been almost even money for a point. Barkov has been +100 for an assist. He's -105 right now. A lot of Panthers. You probably just have to take them as singles, but they're in play for sure. And I think the Bolts are as well as they head to Anaheim. They continue their California swing here. They're in San Jose tomorrow, so I don't know if Vasilevsky is going to play here this evening. So -225 for Tampa Bay, and the Ducks at +195. I think the Ducks are finally starting to come back down to earth. I've watched the past couple of their games, and they've seemed like they're overmatched a bit. I thought they were okay against Colorado, but they couldn't find any offense. And now they got to play Tampa Bay. We love the Bolts. They're clicking ever since they got Kucherov back in the lineup. They're scoring goals. Kucherov's been hitting his shot prop. But if there's no Vasilevsky, I may hesitate to take them like on the puck line or anything like that. But you can get them at -145 to win in regulation. And I put in a parlay: New York, Tampa, Minnesota in regulation. I mentioned +476, and Tampa and Pittsburgh just to win tonight is +120. A parlay at DraftKings as well. Are you with me on the Bolts?
Yeah. The Anaheim seems to be coming down to earth, with Zegras and Terry becoming human again, and I feel like that's going to happen when two players are hot like that at the same time. They're getting goal scoring from places where it's not. They want to get goal scoring from, but they're both young players, both unproven players. Tampa Bay is a juggernaut. Hedman is still, in my opinion, the best, if not second best defenseman in the whole league. Vasilevsky is the best goalie. I think he could be the best player in the NHL overall and should be in the MVP talks every year. And we always say, Vasilevsky played last game and maybe he won't play, and then he plays again. He just plays. And I feel like John Cooper and the Tampa Bay staff, they just know that he's better when he's playing, and he's playing often. And some goalies are like that. They're better when they're getting shots and they're playing often and playing frequently. So yeah, I'm not betting against Tampa Bay. Especially with Anaheim, they seem human now again, even though Gibson has been good all year. I feel like they're kind of turning into the Anaheim Ducks that we thought they were going to be.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a nice story. Yeah, it's been a nice story. Troy Terry's been a nice story. He's on IR. They're missing Adam Henrique. Fowler's still out. Sonny Milano's kind of cooled off. He had that hot streak. They have some nice players mixed in with some veterans. I don't see them as a playoff team. I like the Kings squad better than them. Like, if I had to choose one of the two, I think LA is a team that gets into the playoffs and not them. Yeah, I don't know what there really is to say about Tampa. This game is late, so we're not going to get any Kucherov. I don't know how often, guys, the books are going to lay 2.5 for Kucherov. That's probably not something that's going to happen too much more. It's been a fun ride, but for him maybe to get 2 points tonight, maybe if he could get that at plus money. If he's not available at 2.5 shots, I would consider at 3.5 at plus money. You may find him. I do believe Braden Point at 2.5 will probably be in play as well. Even if Elliott is in net, I'm going to ride Tampa and put them in some of my parlays. But if Vasilevsky is in net, puck line for me, win in regulation for me, all that stuff. So we'll keep an eye on the goaltending, but we won't have that until pretty late because that game is 10 Eastern. The final game of the night is in Seattle. The Kraken won last night against the Sharks. They are undefeated since acquiring a dog. I see the dog. They're showing it on their Twitter they're tweeting out the puppy that they got, the Seattle Kraken puppy, and giving them some good luck here tonight. So they're at home against the Blues. They're plus 170, and St. Louis is minus 175. I can't really get behind St. Louis at that price, and I don't think I'm gonna really get. The Kraken are starting to turn it up a little bit, but I'm not there yet, Eric. And Seattle's coming in at full health here tonight.
Yeah, me either. I mean,
yeah,
I mean, it's the NHL. It's crazy. They're going to win some games. I mean, Arizona's won a couple games. Seattle's not a good team. I mean, we both talked about this because we're both lunatics ad nauseum when they put this team together in the summer during the expansion draft. We were just like, what are they doing? Like, what is happening? And then my belief was that they were going to go after some pretty high end players in free agency, and they didn't do that at all. Grubauer, I feel, was miscast as this kind of really good number starting goalie because he played for the Avalanche. So I feel like he's in way over his head. Drieger has not been good. They don't have any players. Look, I still love Yanni Gourde. I have a Yanni Gourde jersey, but I mean, when he's the best player on the team, I mean, you're in a bad way. St. Louis is a good team. Their good players have been playing well. But yeah, I mean, it seems like we've been saying that about every game today. It's just like it's hard to bet because the strong team, the odds say, it's not worth betting on them to win, but we think that they're going to win.
I know. I've really thought I'd come in here with the Vancouver upset and just be like, you know what, guys, we're betting against our Panthers.
Yeah, you talked me out. But I did not know. I mean, obviously traveling all day yesterday, did not know Demko was not playing. Did not know Horvat was out. They're in a bad way because of COVID and injuries. And I mean, it's just a simple rule: is we're not betting against Florida. That seems to be a rule for us.
Well, maybe Spencer Martin comes in and steals the show. I don't know. Abbotsford Canucks, I'm looking at his AHL numbers, 7 games, a 9.21 save percentage. But with Syracuse the year before that, he's very, very mediocre. And with Syracuse the year before that one, he had a sub 90 save percentage. So it's not good, man. It's not good. And he's got to face this Panther squad, which is just, good luck. I think we will see a lot of goals in that game. All right. Let's recap. What do you got? You can't make any bets, but if you could make some bets, you want me to make some bets for you. You want the people to make the bets for you. Call some goals. What do you got in your card there?
Yeah, I got Laine to score. That's a gut feeling. I mean, I wouldn't put a lot of money on that because Pittsburgh's been unreal. But we might get to Smith tonight. That's what we were thinking, right?
Yeah, we should. Yeah,
so,
we should.
I would do that. I had Sagan. He's been rolling and playing a ton of minutes. And playing against Detroit, I like him to score tonight. And I also had Kaprizov, Kirill the Thrill, to score.
Nice. I love it. So you got us kind of taken care of with the goals. I think, man, just walking through this with you, there seems to be a lot of value with some of these assists, like Kaprizov plus money for an assist, Barkov even money for an assist, Hintz plus money for an assist. Rust is plus money for an assist. Sagan is like almost 3-1 to have an assist tonight against Detroit. Yeah, it's not one of my favorite bets, but I mean, come on, right? I'm going to take a shot on that, just the way that he's been playing lately. For shot props, I am going to go back to Brian Rust, guys. I just, I think the process is fine. This is going to be, one of my faves every time, books hang 2.5. So I will go to Rust. I like Rupe Hintz. Inside that same game, I also like Robertson and Tyler Seguin, but I like Hintz. I'll probably put Hintz in as a single and in some parlays and then have some other long shot parlays with some of those other Dallas guys like Robertson and Seguin. Also inside that Pittsburgh game, I do like Letang at 2.5 shots. I like Brock Besser at 2.5 shots. Nikita Kucherov, if you can find that one, at 2.5 shots. I think Joel Eriksson Ek, if you can find Joel Eriksson Ek at 2.5 shots. He was hitting pretty consistently before he missed a little bit of time. He's not popping up just yet, but I think he's in play for 2.5 shots. And then another guy that got written on my list here is Mika Zibanejad and Teuvo Teravainen, but those guys are not really my favorites. The ones I gave you just off the top here are the ones that I really like. Tonight, I like goals in Carolina and New York at 5.5. Man, it does feel like we're coming in a little chalky here today. But Pittsburgh and the Islanders and Minnesota, and Tampa, these teams to win in regulation to improve your odds. I think the Islanders, Mini, and Tampa may be my favorite to win in regulation. I'll put Pittsburgh in on with some parlays. I'm not seeing a minus plus 200 for Bennett for an assist. That is crazy. Yes, do that stuff. Absolutely. You should be taking singles on all these Florida guys. Verhaeghe for a point at even money. All of these Florida guys with the Spencer and Net, Spencer night tonight. So a lot of these Florida guys, and I think that's it. I think we kind of hit on all of it. It just seemed like a chalky night. If there's an upset, it's Detroit. It's Detroit for me. If you want an upset, I'm feeling the Wings. Dallas played last night. They're not a good road team. They almost lost to Buffalo. You're playing Detroit, much better home team than on the road. They're okay. Nedeljkovic can steal a game, so I think the Wings may be that team. But at the same time, I do like a lot of those Dallas guys for shot props. Here's what I'm thinking for goals on the way out. I'm going back to Rust. Brian Rust is scoring tonight. Tyler Seguin with you. He's scoring again tonight as well. I'm going to go with Joel Eriksson Ek. He's scoring tonight. For Florida, my goodness, I'm going back to Carter Verhaeghe. Carter Verhaeghe, he's scoring tonight. There's 4. And I'll give you an Islander. This one did not work out the other day, but I'm going back to it. Anders Lee. There's 5. There's 5 goal scorers for you. Have a whole lot more over at Mean Streets. Guys, thanks for taking the time to hang out. Thanks for bearing with us here with some of the audio. Yeah, Sid the Kid has been shooting as well. Crosby, I think Crosby's in play. I think Crosby's always in play because he's usually around minus 110, minus 120 for 3 shots, but I do like Rust a little bit more. EY, we do got to get out of here. I'll have some prize picks action over at ftndaily.com. A reminder, we have a free pick tracker over there. Use the promo code FTN. They'll match your first deposit 100% up to $100. And you don't have to go perfect. You can go 3 for 4, 4 for 5, and still earn yourself some bucks. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us here today on this Friday. Have a great weekend. Eric, good luck with all your festivities down there in Miami and Florida. Maybe you stick around for that Bucks game. Who knows? And good luck to your Titans this week. Thanks, Tino, for running the show. We'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.